Hey, listen, we want to hear your story. If you got an interesting story to tell or an actual experience, we want to hear about it. 24/7, you can go to our 24-hour listener line. It's a telephone number, Teddy.
That's right. Tell us your story, whatever it entails. I mean, everybody's got a story about something. Life just happens and happens.
Or maybe you might want to make us aware of an event that's happening, because we'll definitely get it on the air to our tens of thousands of followers. And that number is real simple. It's easy to remember. The number is 601-ROOT-66. That's the all over the road 24-hour listener line.
And action.
Well, every morning, let me put it this way. At least 4 mornings a week.
Sorry, cut. We have to cut.
I've written extensively when I was a law professor.
Okay, you know what? No, cut.
In our administration, the financial collapse, the jobs they lost, and how they never got back to where they needed to be.
Okay,
Are you kidding me?
We organized the world. Look, the only thing I know something about is the vice presidency.
Come on, cut.
This noise.
Is I think over 130 or 40 million people.
This is bull.
Stand back and stand by.
To midcourt. That's Mark at the buzzer. It's good!
All Over the Road New Orleans is brought to you by Coin Trader Inc. Mind your money.
Coming to Coin Trader Studios, we're bringing it live. And who am I? I go by the name of Darkest Night. And Jada Hoyos is the one who brings a sick beat, to which we're getting pumped for topics this week. So let me grab my grape soda and take a sip, while I turn it over to Kate, Nick, Ted, and Vic. It's all over. We're all over the road. We got a brand new show, so just lo and behold, from the bayou to the city to the burbs to the swamps, you better know what time it is when you're hearing that.
Surprise, surprise, surprise. And that ain't my finger either. It's all over the road. Jeez, what was that? I must have hit a damn button. That was a heck of a second. All over the road live. We got a big shoe. The cast of characters are Ted Semper.
Amen.
The executive producer of the year, Dick Vitale.
That's him.
Always worth the wait.
And, of course, the talk of Nashville on the big Super Talk. WTN, my little brother Michael.
Yeah.
Who's got a...
It's your diaper dandy baby brother, Vic. I'm dying to do Dickie V. I'm dying to get into March Madness and go over my 12.
He's the diaper dandy. He's the diaper dandy.
Live from Tony's in Cool Springs.
Tell him. Oh, wow. Tell him about the time you had March Madness. Now, they took March Madness from me last year, and of course, I got all peed off.
Yeah.
And this year, they're rolling the sucker out. There's some people that got snubbed. We'll talk about that when we talk about March Madness. But, Michael, you had an interview one time with Dick Vitale. Tell the guys about that.
So I had Dick Vitale as an interview, and the news was on, and I was so excited, next to Harry Carey and a few others. So I see the light blinking, and the producer put him on hold. So I picked the phone up. Dickie V, it's Mikey V. This is such a thrill. And I'm going on and on. All of a sudden he goes, yeah.
Yeah, what do you want?
Yeah,
Dick, are you there? And he's like, yeah, I'm ready to go. I said, okay, hold on, Dick. So then the news ends, and I'm like, this is a downer. I don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
So Dick Vitale's on the phone. I'm not sure.
Wait. Then the jingle comes on. WTN.
Well, at that time it was KRMG. But
okay.
I'm like, I got my fingers crossed. I'm like, Dickie V, Mike. Now I'm mellow, right? Dickie V, Michael DelGiorno. It's a thrill to have you. Mikey, there's no place I'd rather be.
Oh, he just turned it on, huh?
He turns himself on. He's a character.
We're waiting on Nick to start. I'm like, well, ready to go. I was ready to Dickie V here.
Yeah. What's one March Madness moment that lives rent-free inside your head?
Mark to try it. Oh, possible shot. Pinson with 5. Looks up. Driving in. May for the win.
Whoa. You know what that means, baby?
It's March Madness, baby.
This is how Dickie V does it from his home.
He's a diaper dandy.
They took it from me. They took it from me last year.
I want to be courtside where the diaper dandies can hear Warriors are coming back. I want to hear the squeaks.
Some got long shorts, some have short shorts, some got tights.
What's the deal with the shorts? Who was the guy wearing the extra smalls the other day? I can't remember what game I was watching.
They be wearing them now. They be wearing them real short now.
Why can't we wear just one short? What's the deal?
Shaped shoe. Nobody wears the shaped shoe anymore.
And nobody wears a jock.
Nobody.
They wear something else.
Snappy
Can I
jack.
tell a basketball story? So, Rick Corey and I were chosen to play against the Harlem Globetrotters for the Washington Generals as radio personalities. We get to the stadium before the game. We're in the locker room. Then the Generals come in. Nobody's talking to us. Our uniforms are laid out. Well, Vic got me started on this. I was going Indian. I didn't wear underwear at that phase of my life. So I'm like, oh my gosh, Rick, I don't have any underwear. He goes, no one will notice. So I get my General's uniform on. We take the court. We're doing layups. And then we started on the bench and they put us in the game. And so when I was in the timeout, one of the Harlem Globetrotters goes, we're going to foul you. And when you're at the foul line, we're going to pull your pants down.
Oh, no.
I can't remember which one it was, but it was like the center guy. And this is after
Meadowlark.
So it's one after Meadowlark. And I go, you can't do that. What do you mean? I'm not wearing any underwear. If you pull my pants down, I am not wearing it. He looked at me, what? I said, I don't have a jock on. I don't have any underwear. Do not do it.
But on the back of your jersey, it said Johnson.
Johnson. And then
Wait,
whistle blows and we.
That's Johnson.
So I'm like, I just didn't want to touch the ball. I'm trying to stay away from the ball because I figure if I touch the ball, they're going to foul me sooner. The guy passes it to me and they foul me.
Oh,
and I'm telling him the whole way to the line. Well, when I was getting ready to shoot, he comes up from behind. He fakes pulling my pants down.
Sam Holtz was 12 years old when he won ESPN's 2015 March Madness Bracket Challenge.
So as you could probably guess, that was me. I'm Sam Holtz. My bracket, I had like 4 wrong in the first round. I had 1 wrong in round of 32, and then from there, and I was perfect from the Sweet 16 and up, and I had Duke beating Wisconsin in the national championship.
Michigan might have been strong all year long, but I watched them lay an egg against Michigan State, and then I watched them get beat by Ohio State. I don't know how they survived as one of the number 1 seeds, and I find them
They're 20-4. They're 20-4.
Well, I mean, again, you're looking at the totality of it. I don't know. I mean, but I think they're vulnerable. The other is they're also in there with Alabama, who I think, we saw that LSU game. I think Alabama and Arkansas are the 2 best teams nobody sees coming. I actually, and Texas isn't bad either, but I like Alabama or LSU over Michigan in that region.
What about Illinois?
The Illini is a cakewalk, an absolute cakewalk. Now you have Oklahoma State, Houston, and West Virginia in that. But I think the Illini are one of the best teams. Baylor's is interesting because Arkansas is in there and Ohio State. And we saw Ohio State shock everybody and almost shock the Illini.
You know who's really good? And I've watched a couple of their games, San Diego State.
San Diego State is good.
San Diego State's very good.
Gonzaga, there's nobody in the West. I mean, nobody.
Who does San Diego State play? They play Syracuse.
They play the Qs.
They play Qs. They play Syracuse.
I'm just glad to see LSU
play a couple games, and they're all over the place.
When was the last time LSU was in the tournament?
They were in a while back, but I think LSU is better than an 8 seed. I did. I mean, because against quality opponents, I thought they looked pretty good. Although the first 2 games against Alabama, they didn't, but they looked good the other night, and really could have very easily won that game.
But I think there's a theme here in that, you talk about Michigan and their record and the totality of the year, and we could do the same thing with Baylor. But then I look at Baylor and I saw OSU beat them. I watched Michigan and I watched Ohio State beat them. I think you're going to have those teams that did well that everybody thinks are number 1 seeds, but the ones to look out for are these other ones. Like I think Texas is much stronger than Baylor right now. I think Ohio State is stronger than Michigan, and they're going to have a hard time in that entire, getting out of that alive. So I think we'll be lucky. I'd be shocked if we have more than 2 1 seeds in the Final Four.
How about this play-in game? Michigan State and UCLA. That's a play-in game. That's on
Michigan State, a week ago beat Michigan.
Yeah, that's on the 18th. That's you got to win to get in. The play-in game. Michigan State, UCLA is one, and Wichita State is in one against Drake. I don't know. But the play-in game.
The other thing, I don't know if the people watch this when they're doing their brackets, but I don't know how they do this. And I think the selection committee takes this into account, because how is it every year you have this 12 versus 5 matchup? How many times do we see? Every year, 2 of the 4 12s will beat 5s.
Rule number 1, practice common sense.
Don't be one of those people that picks a 16 seed to beat a 1 seed.
It's never happened. So stop fooling yourself.
Right, but you do want to pick Cinderellas.
Absolutely. For example, find a good 12 seed because they've won a game in 25 of the last 28 years.
No, you've got to pick multiple Cinderellas. See, you've also got to pick at least one 11 seed because they won a third of their opening games. And you want to pick a 10 seed because they won 40% of their opening games.
Tennessee and Oregon State, the Vols are very good. I know I'm sounding like a homer because I'm in Tennessee, but they're good. I don't think that one. But I got news for you. We have the other 12 versus 5 is Winthrop.
Well, USSB is a 12, and
Georgetown and
I was
Colorado.
gonna say Georgetown might be a
Georgetown
sleeper.
will beat Colorado. There's a 12 that'll beat a 5. And I got news for you. University of California, Santa Barbara will beat Creighton. Creighton, of course, had a great season, and they had that big controversy with their coach, and they've been laying eggs ever since. But it'll be interesting to see these ones and how they pan out.
Yeah, there's always a 12-5 upset. There always is one.
Winthrop was 23-1 this year. They could knock off Villanova, although Vic was impressed with Villanova the one night you saw him, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't that Villanova you were impressed with?
Villanova's always in it.
It's a basketball school.
So it'll be fun to watch these 12 versus 5. But yeah, you said it at the beginning. They're out of everything last year. I think not having March Madness hurt the most, and not having the Masters in April. The azaleas have to be in bloom.
I like Alabama. I do. I like Alabama. I like Alabama to come out of the East. And when you look at the East, you got Michigan, Colorado, Florida State, BYU, Texas. I like Alabama coming out of there.
I wish I could show you my card because I've got Alabama coming out.
I like Alabama coming out of there. And then who do you like in the West, Nick? Who do you like in the West? Who do you like coming out of the West?
I mean, obviously Gonzaga's, I think, would take that. But I mean, Kansas is, pedigree.
What about Iowa with Garza?
I haven't watched any Iowa this year.
They got killed.
The problem with Iowa, all they have is Garza.
Yeah, they got killed. Who they play and they killed them.
I haven't watched Iowa play.
Who they play? Illinois beat the crap out of them.
Yeah, the Illini.
VCU's a basketball school. I've heard Oregon's very decent this year too. I don't know.
All right, so we like Gonzaga coming out of the West.
Gonzaga's the cakewalk.
Yeah, my pick would be.
Will never come out of the East. It's either going to be Texas or Alabama, or maybe LSU. But I don't like.
That's
LSU.
really the only one seed I love.
LSU's not coming out of the West.
I got news for you.
Well, they're
LSU,
coming out of the East.
LSU will
But
beat
you know
Michigan.
how I feel about LSU because they've had the same team 3-4 years. They've been playing together forever. I love LSU. There's just something about them that's just not right.
They're too small.
What are the odds that you fill out a perfect March Madness bracket? Nobody has ever predicted every single game correctly in the March Madness tournament as millions try every single year. Warren Buffett once offered $1 billion to anybody who did fill out that perfect bracket. In fact, the odds of you predicting every game correctly and filling out that perfect bracket are 1 in 9.2 quintillion.
Okay, so now we go to the South. Okay, you got Baylor in the South.
Well, everybody's going to be wanting or thinking Baylor, and I'm telling you, Arkansas and Ohio State are the two most dangerous teams in that entire South bracket.
I agree with you, but I would go Ohio State over Arkansas.
Yeah, me too.
I would go out Ohio State. So I think Ohio State will come out. I think if there's a dark horse,
Purdue,
You
think it's Purdue?
No, it's not Purdue.
It's not Purdue.
The Boilermakers.
No, I think if there's a real dark horse there, someone that could advance. I mean, maybe not come out of the South, but go deep is Winthrop. I think, I don't know. I've seen them play.
Arkansas will be in the Sweet
Villanova.
And then North Carolina, you never know.
Arkansas is probably going to be playing Florida or Ohio State to go to the Elite Eight. So it's going to be Arkansas or Ohio State. We were right the first time.
I like Ohio State. Now, Midwest. Okay, you got Illinois. You
Loyola
got Tennessee.
Chicago. Loyola.
You got San Diego State. I think they're
West
a player.
Virginia's the one that you
Rob Sherry likes Rob Sherry, who listens to your show on WTN. He likes Indiana State.
Mm-hmm.
Rob Sherry. He loves Indiana State. He says,
I just can't believe in Houston. I don't know about West Virginia. I mean, the Illini, that's a complete basketball
You see
team.
his question up there? Is the whole tournament played in Indianapolis?
I love that. In fact, I don't know what they're doing.
Absolutely
I don't know
not.
what they're doing with fans, but I thought for my son and I, we're 5 hours away. That'd be a blast. And pick your game and go. All these different venues in Indianapolis.
It doesn't say where these on this bracket thing. It doesn't say where the games are being played.
I think it is all in one destination.
Is it really?
That's where he's
I
at.
think so. Yeah.
Well,
I don't know that for a fact.
It's not the same venue. Yeah. The main Lucas Oil. That could be where they'll be having games there, but that's where the national championship is going to be.
You know who would know is Dan. Wait, hold on. Dan might know.
Dan should know that.
Yeah.
Bring up the pizza.
Was that you, Ted?
What?
That you just did
Hello.
your
Hey, Dan. Dan, you're on the big show. You're on with me, Nick, Ted, and my brother Michael. You remember Michael, don't you?
And Dickie V, if you want to talk to me.
The Dickie V's here too. So we're trying to figure out, are all these games being played in one spot?
Yeah, Indianapolis. Yeah.
See, I told you.
He
Dan.
knows everything.
There you go. Thanks a lot,
So
Bob
it's like,
Sherry.
I don't know anything about this tournament. See, Bob
Can
Sherry.
I go now?
He knows
Can I go
that.
now?
So it's all in Indianapolis, huh? All these games? All these games? How are they going to do that?
I don't know. First of all, where are they going to put all these people in Indianapolis?
Great point. They're going to be playing around the clock.
I mean, do they have more than one venue?
They must, because I mean, look, all these games are on the 20th.
Yeah, multiple
all these
venues,
games are on the
but all in
19th.
Why Indianapolis?
No, who the hell knows? Who knows that?
COVID can't go there.
Who the hell's in
Can't
Indianapolis?
go there. That's what it is.
Can't go there.
Why
It's the way I might get hit by a car. I don't.
Yeah.
You'd think Vegas.
I'm
or
gonna look
something.
it up. I gotta look it. I gotta research this now.
So Dan, you haven't looked at the brackets at all, huh? You don't know anything?
No, I know a little bit. I mean, I got it pulled up. I did hear one little nugget about your alma mater.
You mean Rutgers? Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, they're looking at an upset special.
They're an upset special.
I forgot that Vic went to Rutgers.
You forgot I went to Rutgers, didn't you?
I did. Yes.
Yeah.
I thought he was
It's on
talking
his
about
resume.
Well, I mean, they were 15 and 11. I mean, I don't know how they get in. How they get in,
know,
and
but
UCLA didn't.
Somebody liked them. Well, UCLA's in. They got to play a playing game, huh? UCLA.
Yeah, UCLA and Michigan State. Michigan State.
Yeah. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Belmont had 26 wins, and they're not in the NIT or the NCAA. Go figure that
Wow,
out.
that's a little
Let's.
bizarre.
Vic and I were talking about your pizza, by the way, behind your back. We miss it.
You missed your
Michigan, garbage or the real deal? I say garbage. Vic thinks the real deal.
Wait, first of all, is Belmont a Jew school?
No, Christian.
It's not a Jew school?
No.
Are you sure?
It's not. That would be Brandeis or
Chabad?
Or,
Chabad U?
or what's the one? Yeah, Chabad U.
Michigan State? What about Michigan State?
That's where we live.
I'm doing Neil Diamond and the Jazz Singer for you.
That's a good one.
Rabinovich.
Games will be played on 2 courts inside Lucas Oil Stadium, as well as Bankers Life Fieldhouse, Hinkle Fieldhouse, Indiana Farmers Coliseum, Mackey Arena, and West Lafayette,
One time I had
and
to
Simon
tinkle.
Scott Assembly Hall in
Simon
Bloomington.
Scott Assembly. That'd be tough for a guy with a slur.
Simon Scott. It's SKJODT.
Wow. So they got 4 courts. They got 4 places then, right? Or
There's
5?
4 places and 2 courts in Lucas Oil.
It's going to be weird.
Dan, I just want to know if you agree with me that everybody's overlooking Ohio State, Arkansas.
Overlooking who?
You.
I love Arkansas and Ohio State. I'm telling you, Baylor never comes out.
I don't know much about Arkansas State. I mean, Ohio State. Arkansas is good, though.
Yeah, very good.
Arkansas
Dan is.
good.
Let me tell you something about Dan. He's SEC through and through.
Really?
Well, no, Arkansas is good. Alabama's good. I mean, after that, I think Florida.
LSU's good. Tennessee's good.
Where's Buffalo this year?
Yeah.
I love this. LSU, Texas, and Alabama or Michigan. What a joke. There's no way Michigan gets out of there alive. I think we have one or 2 number ones that make it to the Final Four. 2 tops.
I've got Alabama winning that bracket. I mean, I saw them. The only game I've really watched close to is Alabama LSU. Alabama hit like 23 in a row. I mean,
I know.
couldn't stop them.
They couldn't. They didn't miss a shot. All these ones in the corner, they're falling into the stands and making these shots.
Right.
It was crazy.
Yeah, Michigan. I'm not sold on Michigan, Vic. I'm sorry. Juwan Howard. I don't know. He's going to get in an argument, get thrown out. That kind of thing.
Of course, the problem is all of this pretty anticlimactic because Gonzaga's undefeated. First time, since the 75? Indiana Hoover's 5th time ever. And that's, they might be in a league of their own.
And you know what? They beat some really good teams during the regular season that I didn't know about. Nick was telling me, your son, Michael, was telling me they beat, some really good teams. I thought Gonzaga.
No, Gonzaga's the real deal, but, you got to go all the way to go undefeated the whole year. That's tough. Iowa's supposed to be really good. One of your people, Midwestern schools. You know.
Well, they got Garza, and that's it. I mean,
all they got is Garza.
Illinois beat the crap out of them.
That's all they were. Is that right? Is that all they got?
Yeah, that's what happened.
And if you had to pick, and I can't believe that anybody would consider Arkansas a Cinderella team or Ohio State after they just won the Big Ten. Who are our sneaking suspicions for Cinderella? I said UC Santa Barbara. I think that's
I say San Diego State.
Vic says San Diego State. Do we have a remember Gonzaga used to be the Cinderella, now they're the powerhouse program.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And you know what? Don't count out BYU.
West Virginia's supposed to be pretty good. They're a 3 seed, and they don't really have that hard of a road. You know, I mean, they'd have to get past Houston.
I'm going with St. Bonaventure.
You just like saying Bonaventure.
It's a good name.
You'd like to say
it's a good name.
You just like Bonaventure.
Bonaventure.
It's an adventure.
Bob Lanier.
Lanier.
Bennett High School, Buffalo.
Is that where he went?
That's where Big Bob went?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Bonaventure.
That's why they're my favorite.
You know what I noticed? Especially in the NBA, remember how they used to sweat a lot? They don't sweat as much.
Do they not?
No. I mean, they're
all just shooting 3-pointers and then walking back on defense.
Remember Willis Reed, how he sweat?
Yeah.
He'd go to the line and sweat's dripping off him.
Well, they take these sweaters now, you know, like these sweating pills, I guess.
Oh, dude.
No, I made that up.
They just don't seem to be sweating enough.
What role did sweat play in your pizza being so perfect? And I had a theory that you did a little butter and garlic around the crust. Did you?
Of course you did.
That's more than a theory. That's fact.
Yeah.
And I love how the crust is so salty.
I'd give anything to eat a piece of pizza that you made. Next time I'm in town, can you come over and you whip one up at the house at least?
What's that?
Can you whip one up at the house, he says.
For a special occasion?
No,
not even.
He says no.
You probably don't
His
even
pizza days are behind him.
Oh, well.
All right, so Dan, how you feeling? Dan had a couple surgeries. Okay.
Oh, really?
Well,
Yeah.
How you feeling,
they
Dan?
weren't really surgeries. They were more procedures. I'm feeling fine.
Okay.
I'm ready to.
You had one
I'm
on.
ready to go.
Didn't you have one on your, your popo?
the colonoscopy.
What?
Did you have one on your popo?
No, I did not.
No,
I did not have any of that.
Okay.
I had my mind deprogrammed, and I had to go in there for a deprogramming on my brain.
Did you have something with your gallbladder?
Was it conversion therapy?
Yeah, did you pass a stone?
Did they take a stone out of you? Did they take a stone?
Yeah.
They took a
It's
stone.
all those giant stuff.
Tell us the experience. I've never had a stone. Tell us about having a stone. Not a
It
stone.
hurt, not in the bladder. I mean, they pulverized it.
Yeah.
They got in there and they blew it apart.
It was hurt.
Speaking
That
of
was the beginning of
pulverized, that's exactly what happened to the Wolverines. I'm sorry. The Dickie V, it's like Tourette syndrome. It just comes out.
I've had plenty of stones in my day. I pass them through my ears.
Let's
Let's
change the subject to something more interesting.
Well,
baseball.
Like baseball. Well, I'm looking forward to baseball
Your team.
this year.
You're psyched about your team.
The San Diego Padres.
My team finally has a real manager. The Tigers have a real manager. We got AJ Hinch.
Yeah.
And he's going to be cheating his ass off. And let me tell you, I don't care if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Let me just tell you that. You ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Well, let's just say I tried a lot in high school.
You know, down the street from my house, David Loria just put in a batting cage, and Nick will tell you. I got to take you over there, Ted. And I got me a Marucci, and I pine-tired it up, and everything went in there, and you forgot how good it is to barrel up a baseball. I mean a horsehide baseball with a wooden bat. It is just a great feeling.
And sound. That's just a great...
It's great.
Yeah.
So every time they hit, they send me a text. I go over there, bring my bat. I go over there and hit.
I went and tested out the basketball facilities just the other night.
Nice, huh?
Had a great time.
This is down the street from the house, Dan. They built a little big sports facility. One of the families here.
That's where the play-in games are going to be.
One of the privileged families in the neighborhood.
Need another court.
What are they? The privileged.
UCLA will be warming up.
It's just half court only.
Half court. It's the privileged. The privileged folks down the street did that. It's part of being privileged. Yeah. Part of. Well, Dan, thank you. The cards and letters have been coming in, and they've been asking about you.
Clamoring. Yeah.
And you haven't been on the line.
They've been clamoring. Dan, never mind.
Do you think the Tigers can win 80 games?
I don't know. I'll tell you, the team to watch in the American League is definitely going to be Toronto.
Really?
They are loaded. Yeah, Toronto and the Yanks.
You know what? I went to a Tiger-Toronto game in Detroit once, and all these Toronto fans were in town. Michael, you're going to love this. Let me tell you something. They're oblivious. They don't watch where they're going. They bump into you. They're the goofiest people.
I hate that.
Do they care about the Do they care about the baseball though?
I don't know. I kept bumping into them. They kept bumping
They're
into
waiting
me.
for a hockey game to break out.
I'm telling you, there's just the Canadians. They're oblivious.
I would have cross-checked them, eh?
Well,
they're freaking.
I'm never going to Toronto. I can't be in a place where people are not looking where they're going. I just can't.
Yeah, we can't have that. We can't have that.
What do you think about the Pels, Dan?
I like the Pels. I like to watch the Pels. I like Jackson Hayes.
You think we're going to make any trades?
No. For this year, you mean to get into that? I don't think so. No.
What do you think about our sweet boy Drew Brees retiring?
Do you think Gail Benson? Do you think Gail Benson stole the fortune?
Do I think Gail Benson what?
I think it was given to her.
Stole the fortune.
Stole the fortune?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Right in. Billions. Racehorses.
People are saying she slept her way to the top.
No, don't say that.
People are saying that.
Edit that out.
People are saying that.
Edit.
No, the Pelicans. The NBA.
What did Drew do on
do you
his...
think there's any link between the tiny short shorts and getting stones?
No. No link.
The restriction causes a stone, maybe.
Stones are stones, and that's all I can tell you. Stones are stones.
Papa was a Rolling Stone.
Today, if anybody's interested in that.
No, but Dan, really, the cards and letters have been coming in, and everyone has missed you. Thank you for allowing us to pick your brain today. Okay.
Okay.
Dan Greenbaum.
All right.
He had a couple of procedures.
Dan, take it easy.
He had a couple procedures.
I said to hit pause on pay-per-view.
What's the video that lives in your head rent-free?
36-32. How did Yale out-rebound Baylor? You go up and grab the ball off the rim when it comes off, and then you grab it with two hands, you come down with it, and that's considered a rebound. So they got more of those than we did.
What are the odds that you fill out a perfect March Madness bracket? Nobody has ever predicted every single game correctly in the March Madness tournament, as millions try every single year. Warren Buffett once offered $1 billion to anybody who did fill out that perfect bracket. In fact, the odds of you predicting every game correctly and filling out that perfect bracket are 1 in 9.2 quintillion.
My damn coffee got cold. I waited so long.
I gotta get a refill.
I need a hot cup of coffee.
Come on, the Coin Trader Studios, we're bringing it live. And who am I go by the name of Darkest Night. And Jada Hoyos is the one who brings a sick beat, to which we're getting pumped for topics this week. So let me grab my Greg soda and take a sip, while I turn it over to Katie, Nick, Ted, and Vic. It's all over. We're all over the road. We got a brand new show, so just lo and behold.
We're recording. We're ready. You want to go live?
You better know what time it is when you're hearing that.
This All Over the Road New Orleans podcast is brought to you by Coin Trader Inc. Mind your money.